CSS colors and gradients. So while working with CSS, we discussed about all the CSS selectors. And after that, CSS units. In CSS units, I told you, different units are there. They are categorized into two types actually. One is absolute units. Another one relative units. Absolute and relative units, two options are present. Absolute units, like you can give inches, centimeters, quarter meters. So you can define like pixels. So you can even mention the percentile. So these are pixels and all this. Pixels, picas, all this comes under the category of absolute units. The best option for screen presentations, pixels. Relative units, one we have important is EM. Other units you will see while working with responsive designs. EM is element actually. We also have REM, that is root element. So the purpose of these EM and REM, mainly they are used for defining the size of contents based on the parent elements. So that is what actually EM and REM are used for. So, for example, suppose you see, so we have a div. Suppose here we are configuring. So welcome, or say web technologies. And here we have an ordered list that is having list item like, so HTML, so like CSS, like JavaScript, all these. Now you see when you are defining the size for this, that's all have same size. Now we have body. Body is the root element. In body, font size I defined as 20 pixels. 20 pixels. Now I want this content size, that means ordered list size. Ordered list size, you can see this is 20 pixel, all will apply. But this ordered list must be 2 times larger than the body text. Then what we do is, for ordered list, we can define font size as 2EM. We can define as 2EM. That means it defines 2 times than the root element size. Its parent element size. 2 times than the parent element size. So that means parent element is 20, 2 times the parent element is 40. That means now ordered list font size depends on the body font size. If I give here also 40 pixels, then both are absolute, means both are independent. If you change body, it will not affect ordered list. But if you change body, then ordered list also should be affected. Then you give by using EM. And you can observe that now the font size will be adjusted like this. Now, if I am changing the body size, so body is like 25 pixels, then ordered list will be 50 pixels. Its size will increase. Suppose I am decreasing as 12 pixels. Now this will be 24 pixels. It will reduce. That means the size will change according to the parent element. So what is the parent element? According to the parent element, the size is going to change. We call these units as, this unit as absolute unit, this unit as absolute unit, and this is the first one is absolute unit, this is relative unit. It will change related to the parent. So according to the parent, we must change it. That's the reason we need to configure these units. So these are absolute and relative units. So how to configure the units? Next important, after understanding this, later we will see some more. In responsive design, we will discuss about some more units, how to define them. Yeah. Next, one more point you need to know here is about CSS inheritance. We have to learn about inheritance points also, inheritance options also. Generally, inheritance is nothing but it will tell how to adapt the effects, adapting the effects actually. How you can adapt the effects that you can mention by using this CSS inheritance. So depending on that, we can configure. So technically,